Adjunct Professor Moran, Macroeconomics 111. We're beginning a new unit on money, banking, and monetary policy. Our goal is to study monetary policy. The goals of monetary policy are the same goals of fiscal policy, which we studied in the last unit. That is, to promote growth of gross domestic product, keep inflation low, and keep unemployment low. To do that, the agency that does this is called the Federal Reserve. Fiscal policy, which you studied in the last unit, was the responsibility of Congress and the President, where they used G, government spending and taxes. Here they're going to use interest rates and the quantity of money to achieve the three goals. Before we can talk about the Federal Reserve and the tools they use, we need to understand what money is and how banks can be used to help achieve these goals. So we're going to start out by talking about money. The functions of money. Money has three functions: a medium of exchange, a unit of account, and a store of value. So in prior units, we discussed how personal income minus personal income taxes equals disposable income, which is then consumed and saved. Medium of exchange is money's role in consumption, and a store of value is money's role as savings. Store of account. So we're adding one function of money here, unit of account, which is neither savings nor consumption. Medium of exchange. This is used to accomplish trade, the buying and selling of goods and services, as opposed to bartering. Bartering is when you offer some good or service in exchange for another good or service instead of giving money. Bartering is a very inefficient way of exchanging goods and services because it requires a double coincidence of wants. One must have something someone else wants, and they have to have what you want. And if that doesn't happen, or you can't work out the terms of trade, trade won't happen. But everybody will want money, so there will automatically be a double coincidence of wants. If you voluntarily go into a store and want to buy something and offer them money, they're going to want the money. So for example, if we were bartering and I was offering economic lessons for a Chevy, they would call me a pedestrian, because the car dealer would probably not want my economic lessons because there is no double coincidence of wants. So good money has to be portable. It has to be easily carried. Some societies have used stones and cattle as money, and they're not really efficient. It has to be uniform. One piece of money has to be the same as another. Again, one stone is different from another, one cow is healthier than another. Cigarettes, playing cards used in jails sometimes in the past. Money has to be acceptable. All of these things are what makes money good. It has to be acceptable. People have to trust it and be willing to take it in exchange for goods and services. And that's as opposed to, say, stones and beaver pelts and cattle, which are all used as money one time. You walk into the 7-Eleven and offer them a beaver pelt for, a big gulp, and probably not going to be accepted. Money has to be durable. It has to last a long time. And you have to love our money. Our dollar bills, our currency is made with linen, in part made with linen, which is what some clothes are made of. And, if you just look at our money, it looks very professional. It's got old dead people on it. It's got, Greco-Roman buildings. It looks trustworthy. Whereas opposed, if you look at some other countries' money, they got flamboyant colors and things like that. It looks a little bit more like monopoly money. Durable, as opposed to so you can actually wash a dollar bill, it'll probably be okay, versus say cigarettes, which will crumble. And good money has to be relatively scarce, so you can't use blades of grass as money because it's plentiful, and I'm not going to sell you something if there's an unlimited amount of that money. It would have no value because of its abundant supply. Right, so that's what makes money good money, and how it will end up being used as a medium of exchange. We'll skip to store of value. Money also can be used as a store of value, that's savings. It enables the transfer of current purchasing power to the future. So really, when I say you can consume and save it, really the only thing you want to do with money is consume it. Either you consume it now or you save it so you can consume it later. So it enables the transfer of current purchasing power into the future. Savings, most liquid form of wealth. There are different ways you could save your money. You put it in the stock market, you could buy bonds. There are different ways of saving money. A savings account is the most liquid. And savings is generally hurt by inflation because inflation will be higher than the amount of interest you're paid on a savings account usually. So finally, the third use of money is a unit of account. And this is when you use dollar values to determine the relative worth of alternate goods and services. So which year's GDP was better? This year or last year's? 20 trillion versus maybe 19 trillion. Which car costs more? A Corvette, $70,000, or a Volkswagen Golf, $40,000. So you're using it to make comparisons. Those are the three functions of money, and now we'll practice a little bit with that.